welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Bark Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
Tyler Woof Hymanson.
And we have a very special guest with us this week, friend of the show, Alissa Hunsaker is here.
Hey, I don't have a fun...
Alyssa.
That's rough.
Yeah, it is rough. It's so rough that I don't have
Alyssa Ruff. Yeah, there you go.
say.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
with my name.
Well, as you may have heard from all of our, our dog puns, if you've ever seen the film Air Bud from 1997, then you know what we're talking about.
Right.
That's the movie we're talking about.
And we want to have both sides here. That's why we have certified cat person, Alyssa.
Yeah. We need some cat knowledge for all the cats in this film.
But also, this makes the all animal year official.
Oh,
right.
true.
We've done it.
True.
We've done it. We brought it together.
Because this...
You asked for it. We did it.
Someone asked for it.
Oops, all animals.
Whoops.
This franchise has 14 entries, so we'll take us through to the end of the year.
To the dog days of 2024.
You guys are doing God's work.
Yeah.
The Lord wanted us to spend Christmas watching Santa buddies and snow buddies or whatever.
You timed this.
Space buddies? I don't remember which one is the last one.
The last one is
Super buddies?
Santa Buddies, the search for Santa Paws or something.
boy.
I don't remember.
Santa buddies.
It ends with 2 Santa Buddies.
I look forward to those songs.
Santa buddies. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. But this is going to be, this is going to be the rest of the year for us. So, lock in.
Lock in.
Strap in.
Strap in.
Make
It's
sure
bud time.
you get your... it's bud time.
It's bud time.
Oh, my gosh. Well, before we get too far into things, Elias, where can people reach out?
Email us at sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights, where all the episodes are on YouTube as well.
And there's nowhere in the rules that says that you can't rate and review us on any platform that you're listening. Share us out on social media, and go on those YouTubes and just press play, dulcet tones. If you have a dog at home, dogs love this podcast. Just let it play all day for them. It'd be like there's a fun, active conversation, especially these next 14 episodes. We're going to be talking about buds and buddies and dogs. It's going to be delightful.
I love it.
I love it. I love sport. I love dog.
I loved sport.
I love dog. Okay. Just controversial.
Okay. You have a cat, but you still love dog.
I apologize
the
for
cat
backing you into
hear
that
that.
corner. Yes.
No, man. It's all right.
Also, Tyler's highly allergic to animals, so we will
True.
have an EpiPen on hand
That's
for
right.
every episode.
Every time.
Just in case talking about them causes him to be triggered.
I love them, but I love them from afar.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in previously for our episodes on Bad Boys, Ride or Die, Chucky. And we just, the big franchise we just finished up recently was Planet of the Apes. Very fun.
Apes.
Apes. And Secret of NIMH. I'm trying to go back and look at the different animal things.
It was only Secret of NIMH, Planet of the
Secret of
Apes.
NIMH, Planet of the
now
Apes.
there's-
Yeah,
and then a bunch of chickens.
This is a lot.
It is a lot.
There's a lot.
Oh boy. Here we go. All right. You guys ready to dive into some Air Bud?
Put me in, coach.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to give you a heads up. I thought this trailer was so funny, I put almost the entire thing in. So
Ooh.
here we go. All right, let's pause for a second. Do we have to do the magic
I was
mind
going to
thing?
say, well, should we just do it after? Did you download the stuff?
I have the...
I didn't even look at
I
it
have
yet.
the thing here. Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah, the monthly storyline and all that stuff.
Okay, but otherwise, is everything the same?
It says free trial mention. Start with the story of why and how you became a Magic Mind ambassador.
Let's just do it at the end so Alyssa doesn't have to deal with this.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't care.
No, it will take forever. So.
I seriously don't care.
Oh, I know you have to go to sleep or whatever. And we're already like...
I think it looks
it
like...
can happen around midnight.
Oh.
Is this a...
Let's just read
Sponsor.
it after
Ad?
and then do
Yeah.
it.
It's like,
Situation?
here's what you do
Gotcha.
after 3 months.
Cool,
you
you
read this
guys.
different thing. And then
Yeah,
after 4
I didn't even
months-
look at it
there's
yet.
a
So
whole,
let's just do it after so I have a second to look at it.
Yeah. All right.
The
we'll do that
spores have taken root in my spinal column, and now I feel more unity with my fellow man.
after. Magic Mind. Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Month 4.
All right, we're just dive right back in with the trailer.
I've murdered my family and put them in mulch in the basement.
My mind is magic.
My mind is magic.
All right, here we go.
A dog who needed a home. A boy who needed a friend.
Hey, boy. Good boy.
And the game that brought them together.
You like basketball? Mom, do you remember when I used to have a hamster?
You want another hamster?
Not exactly. Hey, boy, come and get it. Come and get it. No way.
This summer, the dog is in the house. Walt Disney Pictures presents the story of two unlikely friends.
All right.
Who saw their shot.
What the heck's going on here? Ain't no rules in the dog can't play basketball. Y'all ready for this?
And took it.
Regular Michael Jordan.
Even more amazing than the Timberwolves' miraculous mid-season turnaround is Buddy. But this is no ordinary golden retriever.
I believe you got my dog.
For the underdog in all of us.
Can someone cover that dog? Y'all ready for this?
Disney's Air Bud.
Does he dribble? No, but he might drool a little bit.
I just love that the sound
That trailer
effects.
is more fun than the entire movie.
One, that song is not in the film.
No.
Yeah.
And two, I just love, I love that the sound effects from the film are like in time with the.
Yeah, some guy yelling, "Hey!" lined up with one of the "Hey!"
That is a masterpiece of a trailer.
Great trailer.
fucking
I hope
funny.
that won a golden trailer award
Yes,
or whatever the hell
please.
it's called.
Golden
Oh my
retrailer.
Trailer.
That was also Bring It On memories.
Indeed.
It's been long enough time now that I can look back upon fondly.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Bring it on, yes.
I think by the end of this series, we'll be looking back on it very fondly.
I mean, it's just jock jams, right?
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's right.
The jock
Too
jams.
Unlimited is the name of the artist. That is the trailer for Air Bud, which came out in 1997.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have any? Had anyone seen this previously? And do you have any affection for the Air Bud series? Alyssa, let's start with you.
I'm like way too young to have ever seen this film. No, but seriously, like when I started watching it a couple days ago, I realized I've never seen this movie. In its entirety.
Yeah.
Like, I
Has
think
anyone?
I think
I'm
I've
kidding.
seen like parts, and then everything else has kind of just been filled in by the internet.
Yes.
And yeah, that's where I was. And so to connect with it like on an emotional level, that's something I've never done.
This is
That's
one of those
fair.
movies that only exist in the collective unconscious. Like, it is
Yeah.
not something that anybody saw or loved, but like we all know the concept because it's just like
Yeah.
dog playing basketball,
Lol.
and like we've seen the mechanics of it, I guess. But I feel like I must have seen this movie,
Right.
but maybe I didn't.
I felt the same way. I was like, I've totally seen it, and then I watched it, and I was like, what? I
don't remember any of this.
I thought he was gonna go all the way to the NBA. Like, somehow in my memory, there's like a false memory where he like somebody sees him and they're like, "You got to come play at the the NBA and the pros or whatever."
Then he goes he meets Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, I was gonna make a Space Jam joke too.
It could be because I've never seen Space Jam either.
Okay,
What?
fair.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So,
Maybe in the future.
You haven't seen Bill Murray not try in a movie?
I mean, I have, just not in Space Jam.
so many others. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it is just like such a collection of tropes from around this time
Yes.
that it all feels like a false memory because just all the shenanigans. Oh, it's in the bath. Oh, he's shaking off the water. Like, he's running away from an abuser,
Splish.
So Justin, as a professional music supervisor,
Yeah.
if you have
That's the only-
if you have a choice of you're giving a dog a bath
I mean, as soon as that happened, I was like, I should have known.
I know a part of you
scared me.
died.
Also, it was like
It's like the only drop too in the whole
it was
movie.
like some terrible cover of it. It was not like clearly
Yeah.
not the original version.
No, I physically recoiled from the screen.
It was
Part of
rough.
my soul left my body, transcended to the heavens.
And what we're talking about is Splish Splash.
Splash.
I was
Yes.
taking a bath.
Yeah, it was
Justin,
performed.
sorry, have you seen any of the?
It was produced and performed by Jimmy Z. Everybody remember Jimmy
Oh.
Z? No, nobody does.
I went on a cruise ship with him, I think.
Jimmy Z
You know.
was the captain a dog.
Okay.
Me, yeah, I was thinking back on this too. I was like 1997. I'm pretty sure by this point I would have seen the trailer for this and been like, that's for babies.
Oh yeah.
Because I would have been in middle school, and I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure I was like into dinosaurs and sci-fi stuff already. Like,
Oh yeah, you're old.
I had already smoked my first cigarette in the girls'
see,
By that time.
I think I was like I was either in 6th or 7th grade, and
You
so
must
this
have been,
movie
yeah.
definitely was like, I was still watching some Disney movies, but at that point, some of them were, more older skewing, and this one was definitely like geared towards like much younger children. I think like elementary school kids.
I was 10.
We were 10.
Yeah, and I think I was like, if my parents took me to this movie, I probably went to it, but I do not remember. I feel like that we probably watched it on the Disney Channel.
I feel like that too,
at some
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
in '99.
I remember seeing it at the video store a lot, and I just was like,
I mean, it's a
Dog
very
playing
striking
basketball.
image. You have to admit.
yeah. Well, so the
I
the poster has the dog making a slam fucking dunk.
Yeah.
That's right.
When does that happen in the movie?
doesn't.
Never. I almost thought for a minute in this movie, I was like, is he ever gonna actually play basketball?
Well, yeah, I read a lot into how this even started, and it was this guy Kevin DeCiccio,
Oh, the one
I'm
who
not sure how to.
created the character.
Yeah, created the character, and
Yeah.
he basically had this. I think he rescued the dog, and then was able to teach it how to. He realized it could shoot baskets, but it in all the articles you read about it, it very specifically says the dog never actually understood the game of basketball or what it was supposed to do. All it could do was knock balls into a hoop.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
He didn't understand the
actually play.
triangle defense.
Yeah, but the movie makes it sound like
Yeah.
I'm open, pass it to me.
Yeah.
Well, and didn't he get he was on Stupid Pet? Letterman found this guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
or one of them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he
Basically,
was on late night.
He basically is Norm Snively.
Right.
I'm kidding. Not really.
I mean, but yeah.
He trained up the dog and then is like, I
no,
got
but he did not abuse the dog. Don't
No,
be.
no,
Let's
yeah.
let's
That's not
run
what I
it.
meant.
Let's
That's not
run
what
it back to the beginning here, which
Okay.
is probably for the football entry of this. But this movie starts with a clown.
This one?
Yes.
Hey, kids, it's happy slappy time!
Nope. Straight up murderer.
He's
nope.
so horrible.
Hey!
But this actor is a legend.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3.
Michael Jeter.
Michael Jeter, he is a legend of the stage. If you look up his Tony Award acceptance speech from 1990, it's a tearjerker.
Oh shit! What did he win the
wow.
Tony for?
For it was
I'm gonna say Cats.
big. No, it was
I'm gonna say something with AIDS. Because that was every play.
We're throwing Alyssa off her game. I'm so sorry.
He was the role of Otto Kringeline in the musical Grand Hotel.
Grand Hotel. I kept wanting to say Big Hotel, and I'm like, no, it's not big enough.
I was thinking sing.
1989, yeah.
Yeah, amazing voice.
Nice.
He's a phenomenal actor. I loved his role in The Fisher King, which is one of my
Yes.
favorite films of all time. Yeah.
He is one of those fantastic character actors.
Yeah.
When I saw him in this movie, I was like, very cool. But then when I heard the score playing and watched him be a shitty clown, I was like, good Lord,
Yeah.
what have we done?
Help me.
No, it's bad, man. I mean, I'm not saying that it's, his
Well, his performance is emblematic of the
He's
whole
doing
movie.
what he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
what movie he's in.
does it very well.
He's just slapstick McGee, and that's the whole
Slappy
movie.
happy.
Basically.
Clown
yeah,
and
so he's-
Hound.
Yeah, Clown and Hound, exactly. He's got he calls him what, Old Blue?
later.
Later,
He has no
right.
name for
has
him.
no name
First,
for the dog.
Which
No
that's immediately proves you do not love your dog if you didn't even bother to give it
Which
a name.
is the interesting thing is like the reason, like the backstory for the clown is that like he's been trained in some way, and I feel like that in order to train a dog, you have to have a name. Like,
Maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
yeah,
boy.
I don't know anything about training. Yeah.
Good boy.
But clearly, Buddy is the star of the show there, and he still gets abused because he runs around and messes up this very goofily messes up this kid's birthday.
I don't even
party.
think it's not even really Buddy. It was the clown who started knocking stuff over, and then
Yeah.
clown can't juggle.
No.
Yeah.
Clown can't spin a plate.
He's incredibly incompetent.
Incredibly incompetent and acerbic.
I did enjoy the shots of the kids just being like, "What the fuck is?"
yeah.
Like if I was
No,
there, I
Bozo
would
did
probably
the
laugh
dub.
at how terrible he was being.
They really let those kids act because some of them
They
had
did,
very distinct faces of displeasure.
But how is this guy getting hired being
It's interesting.
such a terrible clown?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is back when phone books existed.
I
and he
feel
probably
like
has an ad out in there. Or
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah. But as we know, when he calls the pound and being like, "I don't know where you are. That's why I'm calling you."
Yeah.
Master of deception.
So he's gonna get rid of Buddy just for that one party that had gone bad.
He's like, "I hate being a clown. I hate this dog. I hate whatever." It's like
Yeah.
you chose this. That's not the dog's fault.
But then he doesn't even secure the cage and the pickup, and so
Right.
of course it comes tumbling out, which is extremely dangerous and horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But it
Buddy-
lands pretty softly.
Yeah.
But then Buddy almost gets run over by a semi.
Do we think that this man eventually, because at the end of this movie, he shows up to court as a clown? Do we think that he actually has, that he's experiencing a crisis of conscience at this point where he's like, I don't want to be a clown. I hate this.
No.
I don't think
No.
so.
I think he's a piece of shit
Shit.
through and through.
He's just having a visceral reaction to failing at that party
Yeah.
and just
Sure.
being a crybaby about it.
Yeah. I don't know what that relates to in public life, and I'm not trying to make any sort of correlations there. But we can move on.
Yeah, well, one of the cars that almost hits Buddy and kills him and stops the movie literally dead is Josh's family car.
Yeah.
You definitely think they're gonna see the dog and be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Take it in. And then they don't for another 20, 30 minutes.
There
of
is
the
some
movie.
serious napkin business to attend to.
Right.
my
Okay, so
God.
what is the mom's profession?
most successful
well,
napkin.
All I know is she's moonlighting at two different jobs. How
Two
dare
jobs.
she?
And she's talking about shipping to
Venezuela.
No, she's like, good news. I know what happened to the napkins. They didn't go to Bolivia. They went to Venezuela.
And you're like,
what
And
is
it's
she
like-
even sending napkins to South America?
I don't know.
Okay, but
And it's just like, is this a code word for cocaine? Like, what's happening?
Right?
Yeah, maybe.
but
She's very energetic.
so a golden retriever in a clown costume walks out of a crate.
I love this joke.
Nobody sees him,
Yeah.
and Josh sees him.
Yeah.
But then he's so confused that it just makes no sense.
Clown
It just-
dog? What?
Yeah. It's like
Clown? Some
how could
sort
you
of
not
clown
immediately
dog?
say
Some
it's
sort of-
look at that dog. You know,
Is
and
that
I
a
know
clown
he's going
dog?
through trauma and stuff with his test pilot dad dying or whatever, but
All I have left of him is this newspaper clipping. And it's framed.
the confusion on his face looks like he's questioning whether it's a figment of his imagination or not.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I saw.
He's
him
like a
being
dad trying to master the skies, a dog trying to be a clown. Too far.
Yeah. And then the mom is just, she's busy.
She's in the
I did like when
she's in the napkin biz.
she was like, oh my God, are you guys okay? And the little girl was like, no.
Yeah.
The little girl that's there for some reason.
Yeah.
Just to make her life more crazy.
The little girl that's there for 2 shooting days total, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the subtitles just said speaking gibberish every time she talked. Oh boy, yeah. So they're moving to what's it called? The town is Kernfeld or
Fernfield?
Fernfield,
Field.
a place where anything is possible. It says so.
It's like Zootopia.
Yeah,
Maybe
just like
you could be anything you want.
Yeah, maybe he thought his dad was coming back as a clown dog.
Yeah.
But they
He always told me he'd come back as a clown dog. I knew it.
You know, we have not explored this. the reincarnation of his father. The
Could be the
pilot.
dog.
Could be the dog.
I'm gonna go with that interpretation.
I think that we need to carry this forward for the next 14
I
episodes.
wonder why his dad decided to hide at a broken down church.
right.
Was he super religious? No, I'm kidding.
Boy, yeah, I mean, we can talk about the symbolism of that, and it's disturbing.
I didn't think anything of that. I was just like, I don't know.
MAGA.
Looks like someone wanted to make like a Tim Burton-y looking.
Yeah, it was like a haunted church.
It was super. It had super horror,
Yeah.
like overtones
And it's like,
to
oh
it.
wait, there's a low shrub and there's a beautiful lake view here.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was hilarious.
yeah.
I was like, Pennywise the dog is gonna be in those bushes. That's just what I kept thinking.
That thing with the lake, the kid acted like he had discovered. Oh fuck, there's a lake.
There's a
lake.
Yeah.
And it was like it was just so majestic, the music, and I was like, you're telling me you couldn't see that there was a lake and a mountain range from somewhere else nearby? Probably. I don't know.
There were steps to the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy because that's it. You know, it's not like taking place in present day because the dad died. They're moving somewhere else to start over, and it is like a huge fucking single family home standalone, and he's all like mad, like, oh, I'm mad, you know. And I'm like, dude, you have your own room. It's huge.
Yeah.
The house is huge.
Yeah.
Like, what is your freaking problem? Like, kids today, you're lucky if you get like an apartment sharing a room with your sibling, and you know, like,
When he walked into that room with his box that I think was his bedroom, I was like, this looks like an entire house.
yeah.
Well, and also if your dad's a hot shit test pilot that dies in duty, it's like,
I guess
you're
the insurance.
fine.
Yeah, they probably got a major settlement.
No,
on this.
I had no sympathy for
I
this
know.
Josh.
He was like, "Man, I'm so mad." I'm like, dude, your room is huge. Like, it's bigger than my entire
Yeah,
apartment.
get better at basketball. Like,
also-
don't let those
yeah.
kids bully you.
He also
was
had
like-
like 5 lines within only within the first
Yeah,
like,
because
45
they
minutes.
tried to make it seem like he was like disturbed and wouldn't talk, but
Yeah.
it was just like no one was talking to him. And then the mom doesn't help because she goes in to talk to the new principal, and she's like, "Yeah, he doesn't talk, and also like he used to like basketball, but he doesn't anymore. So let's not bother to like even ask him if he wants to maybe do basketball, even though he's looking longingly at the sign up sheet. Like,
Yeah.
let's give him a trombone."
Yeah, how do we feel about this trombone scene?
She was like, I used to play flute when I was younger.
Yeah,
and I love
obviously.
flute.
Right.
I can't
That
talk.
whole scene was like, under no circumstances should we send this kid to therapy.
No.
Or like, going through this trauma. Let's give him a musical instrument.
Yeah. Why do we have therapists when we have clown dogs?
Yeah.
Clown dog.
Dogs. Yeah, band.
Wow.
It was bad. I don't know that halfway through the semester if you would force the new kid to immediately play trombone by himself in front of everyone as they just stare
Sounds
at you.
terrible.
But
Yeah. Blow harder, not that hard. Ugh.
That's how a trombone works.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, trombone is too complicated.
Too complicated. Yeah, get that.
Give me the trumpet. It's only got 3 buttons. That's what I played.
So much easier.
Yeah. He still loves that football. I almost said soccer. Football. I don't even want to. What game is this? Basketball.
Basketball.
He still loves that basketball. So he finds himself a derelict basketball court at the church. That we
So
were
the
talking about.
basketball is at different levels of inflation throughout the movie in a way that very much bothers me.
This Harlem
It happens.
Globetrotters basketball.
Yeah.
Deflate.
Where it's like the dog can bite it easily and it deflates, and then he's bouncing it around and doing things. And
Well, that was like his basketball that him and his dad played with. So I was surprised
Sure.
much later in the movie when he just throws it away on the island and doesn't.
well, he's given up on his dad.
Yeah,
he's
well,
like, I'm
yeah,
moving
that's
on.
true, that's
He's
true.
Seemed
healed.
like a symbol,
scene
though.
is so
Like,
funny.
yeah.
I was a little bit shocked to learn that he sucks at basketball.
Yeah, he's not good.
I thought the whole point was that, like, he's been playing with his dad. He's probably going to be really good, but he's, like, too shy to try out or doesn't know anyone. I thought he was going to be really good, like at the start, but
I think he was like so-so. He wasn't
He
like,
misses every shot they show him shooting in the beginning.
He was fine. He was nervous.
He was nervous.
Also, he was
he also
he's
didn't have
inflamed.
Dennis Rodman's condom. Like,
I took this out of Dennis Rodman's bathroom trash.
That was very
That
weird.
kid was insane.
Yeah.
sorry.
Should have known from the bolt.
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Charles Barkley's poker chip.
Storing things in his socks.
Yeah,
That's another way you know it's from the 90s, because every kid's got a bowl cut.
that's right.
There's like 3 different kids with a bowl cut.
Yeah.
There's so many kids with bowl cuts.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's insane.
Okay, also, one thing that really bugged me was like, is this a high school for only 12-year-olds?
Right.
Like 13-year-olds?
I thought it was like an elementary school practically,
Yeah,
but
I
then
did-
I guess it must have been a middle
It
school.
has to be junior high.
middle school, but like I didn't have middle school sports like that,
No.
like to that level
We had a
of.
basketball team.
No.
I mean, but
yeah,
the-
we
to-
did, yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
The Green Spun Dolphins. We were the fighting Dolphins.
I don't think our coaches were like, you know,
But
Yeah.
nobody cared,
abusing
and it was
children
dumb.
And like
that,
none of
but-
them were working like after hours, like doing
Oh my
laundry and
God.
shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He was like down in the,
Yeah. In the boiler room.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
like basement.
Use
Yeah.
the cold water.
Freddy Krueger basement.
I was like, dude, he just like hired this kid. This is child labor.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Well, yeah, he goes to one of the tryouts, doesn't do anything, gets hired as the water boy or the manager. Water boy? Yeah.
What a boy.
Yeah, so he starts to be involved in the team, and
There's
He starts to get abused by his colleagues and coach.
the coach. Sorry, not the coach. The engineer of the school, like the janitor, engineering guy whose office is in the boiler room.
Yeah.
He is like just weirdly staring at the basketball team all the time, and it's really like, you know, magical, wise old black man.
I was like,
vibes.
Sure, yeah.
But then I did like that. Then he actually does get to be like the coach and be like a fun character. He didn't just kind of come back and give like
Random advice.
nice advice.
Yeah.
He became like a main character.
and Bill
Yeah.
Cobbs is great.
Yeah.
The actor.
He's very good.
And then he became attorney at law at
Yeah.
the end,
That's right.
basically.
That fucking scene. We'll get to that fucking scene.
Yeah,
Good
yeah, yeah.
Lord.
Not to jump the gun.
Yeah.
But
I will say though, if there's one thing I think people should take away from this film, it's that this is the main takeaway for me.
Because if you can win on the courts, you can win at life.
Yeah, fuck you.
Which I was like, that sounds like something Trump would say.
Yeah, it's like
but
that's
about
not,
like.
that's not real.
But about,
Links,
but
yeah.
about actual courts,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like the
yeah.
If you can win on the courts, I don't know. It's just
It's like
so
I
stupid.
beat him at golf, and so therefore I'm the
Yeah.
biggest boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I that stood out to me as well. It's just like, okay, like that's the injection of toxic nonsense.
Exactly. That's how we get to where we are.
Into little bowl cut boy brains.
yeah, I mean,
And then go ahead.
no, it just seems like this movie was just like hitting really hard on like this is very toxic, you know, like older like dad behavior
Yeah.
towards, you know, preteen teenage boys.
They're like, I'm gonna play basketball with a dog, and I need to do a bunch of cocaine and start a hedge fund.
Yeah.
Well, another franchise that we've done is Mighty Ducks, and you see
Hey.
a lot of the same tropes
Yeah.
here, like how the best player's dad is clearly abusive, you know, like
Yeah.
and going over the top, and just like various things like that. But ultimately, this coach who is kind of a dick, but he does hire him, but he is a dick. He's caught like abusing one of the players, like the kid Tom.
Like in the dark.
Yeah, in the dark,
Yeah.
In the gym.
throwing balls at his face. His nose is bleeding, and Air Bud, who can not only play basketball but is a child abuse sniffing dog,
Right.
like senses that this is happening and
well,
leads the principal and everybody up there, and then the guy gets caught. and
he
fired.
hears the bouncing ball and he's like, "Ball."
Bow.
This scene was so weird. I was like, first of all, where are this kid's parents? And then I was like, is the dad the coach? Like, I don't know.
No, I
Like,
don't
why
think
would
so.
why was his parents not have taken him out of there? I don't understand.
I think it's an interesting, like, I think the Disney sports movie is something that does form a spine in terms of my personality, right? Like, I think that Cool Runnings is something that's like etched into my brain.
It's iconic.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
And like, and I think about, I think that we've moved on from the sports movie being like a pillar or a thing that we entertain as part of cinema. And I think that there is a place for the sports movie. I think that they're cheesy. I don't want to dunk on them because I think that there is like I would love what the modern sports movie looks like. And I think that we're talking about the tropes and why it's eye rolly and jock jammy and like whatever else it is. But like these movies matter and they're fun and they're cool. But they're also cheesy as hell. And I feel like this movie feels like the death knell for a lot of that genre.
I mean, it would definitely be done differently today.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
it would be a DCOM, a Disney Channel original movie, or streaming. There's no way it goes into theaters except for maybe like one day.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it was funny watching this too. There was like, we had previously done also the Beethoven movies.
Yep.
And I was like, there's so many beats from this that are just Beethoven.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the release dates and I was like, oh, it's kind of funny. Like the first one was like early, they were like the first and second one were like earlier 90s. And then the third one wasn't until 2000. So I was like, was someone out there like, oh, there hasn't been a big dog movie for a while. Let's just put it out now and people won't remember that he did the same kind of like shaking goop all over someone and like getting her all over the house. It's like
the drool situation.
It was like a lot of the same exact stuff. Honestly,
I wonder, like, that gets me wondering if there was like some financial thing that happened with like animal trainers or something at the time that made it like more convenient or easier to
it's just like
get
probably less
these-
rules.
get these films made. Perhaps, I don't know.
It definitely, I mean, the consciousness of like, what are we doing with animals in movies, like, is really gonna. And I didn't write down a lot about it for this one because this one was fine. It's on the American Humane Association website, even though they're not listed in the credits. There's a whole, so if you go to the American Humane Association, any movie that they approved and certified will have like a detailed description of how they did every single shot with the animal and how they like, they'll be like,
oh,
for
wow.
this one, the boy and the dog were not on a set at the same time and they stitched together. For this
That's
one,
crazy.
like the cage was dropped lightly with a fake dog in it and then we put the real dog in it. Like they explain every single thing. And so this one I think is certified even though it's not written in the credits. And then also it says that SCPA monitor the animal action, but also this is like fully shot in Canada. So it's kind of like the studio's discretion of like how much do they really even care about the animal associations. Like there's no laws yet, I don't think, like except just like common decency.
Right.
And we'll continue to follow this because throughout there's some rough patches in the
Are they all filmed in Canada?
I don't know, but as far as just the animal rights issues, it will become problematic.
Dun, dun, dun.
But
And they do specifically call out as well in the credits, like no visual effects were used in any of the
basketball
I
scenes.
thought that was
any
really
of the
funny.
basketball scenes.
It was cool to mention that. Like, I think now you would just mention that in all of your press interviews constantly,
Right.
kind of a thing. You wouldn't really put it in the
It's
credits.
like, no, this
but-
dog fucking rules.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything in that part that made me be like, holy fuck, how did
No, there was nothing that was unbelievable.
It was mostly just like the dog running back and forth and like
was like,
bouncing.
It's like,
This
you
is
mean
a
when the
good
ref
boy.
had to like throw the ball to him to shoot the free throw?
Okay,
That's
the
like,
free throw thing. That was the, like, when they were like, okay, the dog can play. There's nothing in the rule book. Of course, I was like, okay, cool. The drool, whatever, you know, there's sweat. But the free throws, I was like, okay, those free throws should not count. The dog should not get to shoot free throws because
Really, that's where he.
That's where I
that's
draw
where
the
we
line.
draw the
Because he's
line.
not lifting the ball of his
No.
own volition. Someone's throwing it to him. So it's like,
Okay.
I want
Okay.
Puppet hands.
Okay, but like, come on.
He's right. Ain't no rules said the dog can't play basketball.
right. But yeah, I don't think that free throw should count if someone else is throwing the ball to him.
But come on, like really, when we get down to it, it's like the basketball player has to be like a student of the school, correct?
He's a registered member of the team. He rehearses with the team. He travels. He rehearses. He
rehearses.
I know. Also, this team has never traveled. So the fact that the coach is saying that is insane.
Yeah, we only ever see home games, I guess.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny, like the very first time that we see the dog like hit a basket and the kid is like, oh my God. And then he has this montage of like, look at me. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, so the dog's superpower is that like, no matter where you're standing, if you throw a ball at the dog, he'll bounce it into the hoop. And I was hoping that that's kind of like what it was going to be, but it didn't quite work out like that. But I did think that was kind of funny the way it's originally
So, Alyssa,
shown.
to your point that this dog needs to be a student at the school, do we want the subplot where like Air Bud is like fucking up on his algebra? Like
This is what I'm asking.
These
I'm
are the questions. These are the questions.
Some nerd kid to do his homework.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want him to be on the team, I'm sure you could like manipulate a situation where it's like, no, a dog can be a student in 8th grade.
Sure.
Like,
I did like how
he's the best basketball player in the region.
They started to introduce like, oh look, he has like a little girlfriend that he's gonna impress with the dog, and then it's just like, no, forget it. Like, she's out of here.
She's not in any other scene.
She's not in anything else. Like, forget her.
She's in the scene with that crazy lady who's like,
Regular Michael Wolf, Jordan.
that is the worst part because I'm like, that's not even a pun.
Not even a pun.
Isn't that her mom?
Yeah.
There's so many other things you could have done, like Scotty Pup.
Also that
or whatever,
lady.
like all kinds of other things.
Think of 100 better things.
Scotty Puppet. Yeah, that's great.
Scotty Puppet is broken, man.
We can think of some other ones, but anything would be better than Michael Wolf Jordan. Like, what the hell?
That lady's performance is like really unhinged. She's like so insanely excited, and she's like, the whole time. I thought it was really funny. Oh my God.
Okay.
Let me do some child star check-ins.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
There's a lot, and I don't want to end with like the depressing
30-minute.
Oh God damn it!
There's always depressing ones.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do the lead actors first. So Kevin Zegers, Josh Schramm. We could skip. So
We'll come back.
He'll be back. Yeah. Brendan Fletcher, who is Larry Willingham, the mean kid.
He's the
bully.
one-man basketball team.
Yeah, apparently. Well, he played
Guy's an asshole.
Krampus in Violent Night, and he's in The Revenant and Freddy
He was
vs.
Krampus
Jason.
in Violent Night?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Wait,
he was one of
in
the
The
people.
Revenant?
Yeah. And then he was in The Last of Us also. And then he is like known as being a Ube Boll, like acting person that, like, in all his movies. And so he is the main character of the Rampage franchise.
Got it.
Which I guess we could do someday. And
No thanks.
he wrote and co-produced 2 of the recent sequels as well, and he works a bunch.
What?
Shane Solberg, Tom, the kid with all the props, and the kid that gets abused. We will skip, actually.
Whoa.
So I was surprised.
Yeah, Larry Willingham moved to a different school, so fuck that kid.
Yeah. Chris Turner, who is Chris Turner 3 on IMDb, has been doing voices since 1988. So Air Bud was actually like toward the end of his career. He was Tails in Sonic Christmas Adventure, and he did lots and lots of anime English dubs.
Nice.
And he is now a casting editor for shows such as Cannonball and Lego Masters.
Okay.
Christine Kennedy, Melissa, the girl who gets one line about the Booster Club. So this is Vancouver. A lot of these people will be Vancouver people. She was on Stargate, but other than that, I don't know what happened to her after because her name's too common.
Through the Stargate.
Yeah, and so this is the big one for this movie. We joked around about the baby, right?
Sure.
But this baby was played by twins.
Is it Justin Trudeau?
No. Not at all.
Justine Trudeau.
Katie and Jessie Bell Mather played Andrea Fram, the younger sister.
Okay.
So basically, they apparently were like getting high every single day since they were 13.
Whoa.
And then they started an
Dope.
Instagram called Twins That Toke, THC.
Okay.
And got kind of like known for that, I guess. But in early 2016, Yogi, Katie's Rottweiler Husky, was being walked in the park and attacked Jesse's 3-year-old son. Like the two sisters
together?
and the son were walking in the park, and the dog attacked the son, and the two sisters actually managed to save the kid. The kid was not injured, but Jessie, the mother, was extremely injured, and then Katie, the one who apparently owned the dog with her boyfriend, was severely injured. The bystanders said she was ripped apart like a chew toy. She suffered 100 bites, a detached bicep, a broken arm, and survived surgery. And there's like quotes from the doctors being like, "I've never seen 100 bites on one person before."
Oh my God.
And so they tore her apart, I guess. So then people found out about this and started like a GoFundMe for them. And then they had to retract the GoFundMe and refund everybody because people found out that the two sisters like basically abuse drugs all the time. And when they are high on drugs, they like abused the dog, and one of their roommates like, and so that's probably why the dog attacked the boy in the first place, because he's abused.
And they were in this film.
Yeah.
And so they brought the dog back for the NFL one, right?
Yeah.
Bud would never.
Then the government was like, we got to put down the dog. And Katie and her boyfriend were like, no, you can't put down the dog.
What?
And then because eventually they withdrew and were like, okay, fine, put down the dog. So the dog
People are insane.
is put down.
Oh my God.
The GoFundMe is retracted. She admits at that time that she has overdosed already 3 times in her life. This is Katie. Okay. And then so this was around like February of 2016. In September, she was interviewed by the Canadian Broadcasting System, living on the street, fully addicted to fentanyl, saying that fentanyl is her drug of choice that she has to have like all the time. And she, by that time, which is like, this is February to October, she had then OD'd 17 times. So that's 14 times, sometimes between February and October. So this article like goes viral, and she is like being like put up everywhere as the new face of fighting fentanyl, which was the article's headline. Sorry, you're like looking at
Doesn't
your
sound
lips.
like
It's a long story.
Doesn't sound like she's fighting it much, but
Right. So after the story comes out, she ODs 3 times in 2 days after that. And then it was, she says, her wake-up call. Then it's revealed that her sister is actually also addicted to fentanyl, and they were both living together on the street. The son was with the father, I guess. So then the two sisters Jessie demanded they go into treatment together. And then as of December, when the reporter checked back in with them, they had been clean for like 2 months. Their father had PTSD from the dog attack incident, even though he wasn't there. But I guess the fact that his daughter almost died, he had PTSD.
Fair. Sounds
And he went into treatment using microdosing with mushrooms, and he now hosts a YouTube show called Mushy Moment, advocating for mushroom use and treatment of these mental health issues.
Sounds very current.
And both daughters have been guests on the show recently to talk about their experience with addiction, so they are still alive, and I'm assuming at least more clean,
Good
than
for
they
them.
were then. So it is really fucking bizarre that the little girl from Air Bud went through this entire thing with this dog attack and then became addicted to fentanyl and became Canada's face of fentanyl.
That's insane.
That is
Addiction's
quite
a
a journey.
disease, and I am very happy that they have found a way through it.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, it just, if you go back and look at the articles and the photos and the dog attack, and it's a mess.
That's awful.
But yeah, so those are all the main characters. Let me come back later and we can do the Timberwolves, the Warriors, and the additional basketball players.
Additional basketball.
All right, well, let's get into so the first time I think during one of the earlier games. Oh no, yeah, the first time that Josh Fram, great name.
Fram.
You see any other Fram here, Josh? Get on here. The first time he finally gets out to play, Buddy, like enters the court and starts fucking shit up, and people are like, "Oh my god, a dog! What the fuck?" And he's running all over. They're like chasing after him, blah, blah, blah. And like somewhere in that craziness, he bounces a fucking ball into the hoop, and then everyone's like, "Holy fuck!"
I do love that it was like complete silence, and then just like
Dogskaball?
Like, are you kidding me?
It was the most insane thing they had all ever seen in their
yeah.
I
lives.
was kind of like, would people be like that?
at that time they would. Nowadays,
It was
everyone would just
before
be like,
fentanyl, so
I feel like I would have just been like, it was probably an accident. I wouldn't have like stopped everything and been like, all is forgiven. Your dog is a genius.
Yeah. Nowadays, it would just be like, oh, I've seen that video.
Yeah. I watched.
what do you think? You think it's some sort of fucking earbud? Get your...
Yeah.
That's not a real dog. It's AI.
It's AI.
Yeah.
It's AI.
Yeah.
Fake. Look at it. It's got 6 hands.
You can see the outline. Yeah.
Yeah. Its face is like, yeah. I just
Okay.
thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that is very funny.
Go ahead.
Certified hilarious.
Okay, but
People thought it was great.
there's something I just don't want to let this pass by, because this was a part of the film that really, really, like, I got stuck on it in my mind for a little while, and it's such a minute thing, but that's kind of how I do.
Preach.
So when Josh is trying to introduce the fact that he's brought Air Bud into his home, and he's like approaching his mom and stuff with the thing, and she's like, what do you like, what's going on? Because he's like, oh, you need help carrying the groceries, whatever.
Yeah.
So like in their living room, it's like a construction site, like they're painting it. They just moved in. And
she's getting calls about wallpaper people.
Yeah. Yes. And so, Air Bud can't handle himself with the ball at the top of the stairs. And so he just goes apeshit and goes in there, and then just goes shit house in the living room. And there are 4 open full paint cans on the top step of the ladder.
Sure.
Yeah.
In there.
In vibrant blue.
Yeah.
Pink, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like, so just,
Yeah.
like, it was egregious.
why do you need so much paint in the room if you're wallpapering anyway?
Yeah. Right.
The one thing that really bothered me throughout the film is that we never saw poor Air Bud eating any normal dog food or anything.
Right. You only get to eat tapioca pudding.
He's only eating snack packs and fucking SpaghettiOs.
Can we talk about the fucking insane scene where this boy is shaping his SpaghettiOs to look like a fucking dog?
He's got dogs on the brain at this point.
That was really funny.
Could barely. I thought that was like the United States, and then I was like, oh, it's supposed to be.
It's
a
like
dog.
this is foreshadowing for him to be an absolute fucking stalker.
Yeah. And his mom's just like, Josh, can you eat something? Come on. Yeah.
Out of SpaghettiOs.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Eat your SpaghettiOs. I got to send these napkins to Bolivia, I guess.
And it was like so few SpaghettiOs in the bowl that I think he did eat some. I don't know. Like, leave him alone.
You must
Leave him alone.
Like, look,
Leave him alone.
You've got an artistic child.
Yeah, leave
Look
him
at
alone. That kid loves doing laundry
he's making
on
art.
cold, and give that dog the fucking rock. Like,
Oh my God.
and speaking about giving that dog the fucking rock, I mean, basketball's a mental game.
That's true.
And I think that's probably why Air Bud's so good at this. But I think that there's something that we've talked about previously on some of our episodes of having a strong mental game and getting some help from that. We're getting, we're about to have our brain melted by 14 Air Bud movies, and we need to stay sharp.
We need something to help us get through this.
And there's a nice green little shot, mental wellness shot that we've talked about.
Mental
in the past.
performance shot.
Mental performance shot. I apologize. That you pair with your coffee in the morning, and we're talking about Magic Mind.
Yes, Magic Mind, we've been doing this podcast for a long time, and someone from Magic Mind must have found out because they emailed us and, asked if we'd be interested in becoming ambassadors and partnering with them on this. And we all tried the product and, liked it. It tastes great. It, is kind of a little thing to start your system going in the morning.
Yeah.
And also, right across from my work in Santa Monica, there's a big Magic Mind light up sign. So when I saw the email, I was like, oh, I know what that is. And so then finally made that connection. And that's why we wanted to work with them. And it's been great. And we're starting a new partnership here for this year.
That's right. You're going to be hearing a lot about Magic Mind all throughout this Airbud series. And we're going to have special discounts for you guys and deals with Magic Mind as we go along. And I just got to, piggyback on what everyone's saying. This stuff is great. It's like this tiny little bottle. Have it in the morning with your coffee or not with coffee, and it's like all natural ingredients, stuff like ashwagandha, turmeric, lion's mane mushrooms, lots of great stuff in here that really helps with the your mental performance throughout the day.
Yum, yum, yum. Gobble it up.
And lucky for you listeners, this first month here while we're talking about Magic Mind, we have a free trial offer for you guys. Let me tell you what you get with this. You'll have a one-time deal that is only accessible through this unique link that we're going to be giving to you guys here in a second. That will allow you to subscribe and try the shots for free. And you only have to pay shipping for a trial 3-bottle pack. After you have that trial pack, you can cancel your subscription at any time and not get charged after 1 month. But I honestly think that you're going to enjoy this stuff and you're going to see the results right away. So you might want to continue. So if you're interested in trying Magic Mind right now for free, here is where you can go. You can go to magicmind.com/SequelRTrial. That is magicmind.com/SequelRTrial. And that's, sequel like the word, the letter R, and the word trial all together. No spaces or anything. And you just need to go to that website and use the code SequelRTrial, and that will get you your free trial where you get a 3-bottle pack for free, and to kickstart your subscription. And if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, and if you love it, you can just continue on and enjoy the benefits of Magic Mind.
Yeah, and just pay the little shipping and you'll be good.
That's right.
It just makes sense, like a dog playing basketball.
I love it. Oh, boy. So now at this point...
do we want to talk about the coaching change?
Airbud is a certified hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
The coach was abusing Tom. And then...
Fired immediately.
Yeah, which... Good. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. But he suspects that the magical old black man is an NBA player, which he is.
Right.
And so he kind of steps up, which was nice. Actually, there wasn't a whole lot of... he wasn't mean to him about it or leave me alone, kid. He was just kind of oh, no, not me.
Which you see from him spying on him doing a bunch of weird ass solo Harlem Globetrotter.
So weird.
Yeah.
He's like the oldest guy you've ever seen, and then they keep cutting him to doing all this
bam, 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 bam.
He's passing the ball around. I'm like,
he's
doing cartwheels and shooting. It's clearly a stunt man.
Yeah, there's a couple Harlem Globetrotter nods.
Yeah.
Throughout the film, 2 or 3, and I just love that, especially the one when he goes to the first tryout, Josh, and he's like, "Oh, that ball, what is he, Harlem Globetrotter or whatever?" And as if this movie isn't the most insane basketball shenanigan movie ever made.
Yeah, that's all about it.
And let it be known that, Sequel writes, we're all Washington Generals fans. We always root for the Generals, and they're going to win one of these days.
I do not speak for me. Okay.
I did love that, by the end of the movie, they did finally, officially confirm that, he is Arthur Chaney, because the whole movie is that ain't me. That's not me.
Yeah.
That guy's
He gives
dead.
him a card.
That guy died.
And he left it in his locker.
Yeah, he gives him a real Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker killed your father, situation.
I think there's 6 times where people are like, "Are you that guy?" And he's like, "No, that's not me.
I'm just a simple janitor."
From a certain
don't
point of
mind
view.
me. I also love, speaking of the old coach, before he goes, there was one scene that I thought was really funny. They have this I kept the whole movie. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna get this dog? Like, how are they gonna? What situation is gonna come up where they're like, we're fine with a dog playing basketball? And like at one point, like midway through the film, they're like, I don't know, 2 of our players died or something. we have only 2 openings.
One of them moved to Canada.
We only have 2 openings.
They're all injured out.
Yeah, these kids died. We're gonna hold these private tryouts, and Arthur is in charge of giving out the flyers, and he gives one out
where the
Josh.
kids' lockers are? It's like, that's a creepy ass question.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But I love. So Josh shows up last. He's got the flyer, and the coach is like, how the fuck did you get? You're not supposed to have that. And he's like, it was in my locker. I don't know. And he's like, oh, fuck. And he's fine. And the one kid's like, he's just a water boy. He can't do this. And then the other kid's like, let him do it. And so the coach
I love his little warm-up suit that he comes in wearing.
The coach is like, okay, fine, you can try out, but you better not fuck up on tryouts or I'm gonna kick you out.
You better not slow it down.
And like the tryouts start, and like immediately the kid like hits like a layup or something.
Sure.
And then the scene ends on this like crossfade shot of the coach being like, "Oh my god, the water boy can play." And his mind is like, "Oh fuck, there's this giant spider over there." Sorry.
Yep. Oh yeah, there is.
No!
That was creepy as fuck.
Get it away!
Spider bud.
Spider Bud. Maybe he got game.
This is for the bloopers.
We are
for real.
killing a spider live on camera.
I don't think I got it.
Oh no, I don't have shoes on. Okay,
Went
whatever.
into the bookshelf.
Okay, we're
Just
good.
as long as he
We're
crawls
good.
up my leg and eats my eye.
Yeah.
I just thought that scene was funny. Anyways,
It was, yeah. That guy, that coach, his facial expressions were insane.
it looked like he was having like a Vietnam flashback, but he was like, "Oh my god, he can shoot a basket." I have to hire him now. But yeah, that's not when the dog joins the team, unfortunately.
Yeah, the dog joins the team because he says, "Oh, wow, you guys are such a great team that so somebody got chickenpox and took out all of you except for exactly 5 players."
Yeah, and then there's one kid. There's this like one bigger kid on the team that is like the only one who ever gets fouled.
He gets fouled. Yeah.
They like show him in multiple games, getting like, "You got 3 fouls," and then the next like, "You got 5 fouls. You're out, guy." And then it was like, "We only have 4 players. What are we gonna do?" Yeah.
I hate to break the momentum, but let's do the Warriors.
All right.
The Timberwolves.
Let's do it.
So I think that the kid who does get all of the fouls is possibly
Mike Pence.
Lewis Pierce?
I can't remember the character's name.
But I think he owns a waterproofing business. But in 2013, he may have led a pack of radical insurgents to cause a kerfuffle at a meeting of the Kitsilano Community Center Association, according to a local newspaper.
Oh no.
Okay, a kerfuffle.
Oh no.
Cody Babella is a general contractor with his own business. Chris Davies, we can skip. So they really go
Chris
down the roster to come back.
Davies. Interesting.
Okay, so Joel Haywood is also known as King Handles. He after being in this movie, he became the leader of a famous Notic streetball team that became famous and was eventually mo-capped for the game NBA Street. He was a consultant on Like Mike 2 Street Ball and also played a character in that film. And then he played in Canadian college and professional leagues. And then recently he wrote a documentary called Handle with Care, The Legend of the Notic Streetball Crew, which was the team that he was on, I guess, that kind of like became popular during that time.
Cool.
And it did really well like in the festivals this year and is now available on Hoopla, Tubi, and Roku.
All right.
So if you want to see...
Is Hoopla a basketball specific?
No, it's
not.
a library.
That would be
specific.
hilarious. It was like only
that's
basketball
great
stuff.
that they got it.
But I will say that NBA Street was a very fun game, and like that mocap's probably really cool. Like
Yeah.
that sounds very cool.
So Jason Key is the Asian kid on the Timberwolves team. Joel Haywood was like the black kid on their team. There was 2, but he was the main one, I think. Jason Key was the Asian kid on their team. I think he's a banker at Citi. And then we've got twins.
Sorry, I just looked at something terrible.
Twins or brothers, maybe?
Citibank, oh god.
Sitting, not there.
Jack and Ryan Van Eigensbergen.
Nailed it. Crushed it.
Jack works for Nav Canada, which owns and operates Canada's civil air navigation services. He's also super into fishing and other adventure sports. And then Ryan is a financial services consultant at TriNet that used to do my HR for my old job. We're now out of it. Not anymore. Sorry. And then Yashar Zandier is a senior IT infrastructure support analyst at the Canadian Revenue Agency. So the Timberwolves are all doing okay.
All right.
Is that
They're living
Canada's
life.
IRS?
Maybe.
Okay. The CRA.
They're living life.
So I'll come back 2 more times to do the Warriors and the additional basketball players that are more checkered.
So, so basically, let's see. Buddy becomes kind of like a halftime show for a bit. And then, unfortunately, for, movie reasons, Norm Snively's got to come back into the picture.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
He wants his dang dog back because the dog is so popular.
He saw it on the local news.
Yeah,
you see,
the dog is on the
and-
news now. And he falls out of his chair like, "Ooh, what?
And I know she's just doing her best. She's a single mom. She's working 2 jobs. But she does not handle this right when the
No.
guy comes to get the dog.
No.
She's just kind of like, oh, I believe you based on this one picture. He says he's got papers, but she doesn't even look at him. Yeah.
He's got a bill of sale right here."
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I thought of that immediately when I...
Wow. That's a Pete's Dragon reference, everyone.
I got the papers. Although that was about a child.
That was about the American pastime of white child slavery.
Yeah.
He's like, I bought
in
this
the
kid
Northeast.
fair and square.
That Robert Redford subscribed to.
They did not use that song in the movie.
Sadly, they left it out. Can you imagine there was like a credits version of Robert Redford singing "I've Got a Bill of Sale"?
I got a bill of sale.
It was like it's a Johnny Cash style.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
David Lowery insisted upon it.
I love this is a pro Pete's Dragon.
Indeed.
Oh, of course. Fucking love that. Man.
Always. Yeah.
So yeah, it turns into, this whole thing turns into, I did kind of like this crazy chase scene that happens. Eventually, so he takes the dog and then Josh goes and breaks the dog out of his, horrible, I don't even know where the heck he was. It looked like a
It was
terrible
like a junkyard
junkyard
whatever, but,
trailer park.
It was
yeah.
it was a home.
When trying to
It was a
stop,
mud patch? Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
when
know.
trying to stop Airbud from escaping, the clown guy almost like chokes him over a fence. He's like just pulling the chain. He doesn't
Yeah.
even care
It was insane.
like how far away the dog is on the chain. He can't see, and it's like, oh God.
But then that just evolves into like a full Harry and the Hendersons where he's
Yeah.
like, I can't have you. And it's like, why?
Oh,
That was
God,
so
yeah.
funny. I just love this chase scene where like every time we cut back to Snively's
His car.
and like
Yeah.
another piece is falling off.
That's what I
and,
was
like,
gonna say.
I thought that
But
was
they didn't
really
do
funny.
anything.
It's
Like they didn't show Josh unscrewing pieces of the car. It's just the car was in that condition at
whole-
that exact
Evaporating.
moment.
Evaporating.
I thought that was great.
That whole scene, it epitomized the term jalopy. Like that's what I think of
It was very
when
like
I think of
Looney
that term that was
Tunesy, yeah.
used in the 20s or whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
And then he flies off into the lake, and honestly, I kind of hoped that he was dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
But unfortunately, he's not.
We
But,
all-
yeah.
we all did.
we'll get to that later. So then, yeah, we have this great, Harry and the Hendersons ET type scene or whatever. Any kind of kid in there or whatever.
Or Trumpy.
He even does the whole like, I don't want you.
I don't want you anymore. Get out
I
of here.
hate you. I hate you.
I hate you.
Get out of here. And then I was like, did he just abandon him on a fucking island?
Yeah, they had to take a boat to get there.
The boat cut was very funny.
And like the boat captain is just kind of like, oh, kid's abandoning his dog. All right, we'll drive him back to the dock. Like he doesn't say like, hey, you left your dog, buddy. Like,
That was really funny because he's like,
I guess we're gonna watch a dog drown. All right.
he's like, let's play catch, and he throws the ball and then immediately starts running. But then Buddy is smart enough to know that something's up, and he starts chasing him. I'm like, dude's not gonna outrun a dog. But then it snap cuts to him on a boat. You're like, oh fuck. He's like, he's really ditching him. On an island. Apparently.
For no reason, really. It's unclear.
I mean, he says like the guy's gonna keep coming, and so I'm gonna set you free because I think someone else will find you.
I found you. Someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else will find you who won't put you on local news, and therefore they won't, know your identity.
Yeah, those are sound thoughts.
He was found by yet another basketball child.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm sure they had some
Basketball child.
legal.
I'm just a basketball child.
right
My dad
there.
told me to play, but I wasn't very good, so I got it.
But mom was busy. Mom was busy. She's
Napkins.
She's not
Napkins, motherfucker.
napkins. Well, and
She's on the
looking
phone
for a
so
newspaper.
much.
raising 2 children.
Yeah. And
By
yelling
herself.
at the newspaper company over the
And
phone.
like being in the kitchen all the time and gardening.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah. She
And
does
buying
it all.
blue and pink paint.
I mean, they kind of gloss over it, but like the reason that Airbud's like stealing the newspapers is because the clown would hit him with newspapers.
Yeah.
And like
makes
that was
sense,
the
yeah.
abuse thing. And so she's not
Yeah.
even like.
That was a good
yeah.
subtle thing that they don't
Right.
really put too much attention on.
And it was
but-
hilarious that she was like, I don't even know what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting my newspaper.
Yeah, the neighbor's
I
like,
know.
what's new? And she's like, I wish I knew. And then it's like, yeah, she finds like a newspaper graveyard later on.
Well, it kind of
right.
sucks that they missed all the newspapers where like Airbud and her son were on the cover. Like,
That's true.
Or the front
Now,
page.
honestly, that whole thing with like walking out to the driveway to get a newspaper was very like, I was like, this feels like another fucking world. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people still do that? I don't know. I know my dad used to do that same kind of thing. Like, go out to the mailbox, get the newspaper in the morning.
My parents still get a newspaper
He probably
delivered.
still does. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just felt like a whole nother world to me. Watching
How are you
that.
going to get coupons for a business you'll never go to?
They just, I don't know. I don't
How are you going to get your closet
What's
organization?
a driveway?
system?
Have you guys had a driveway before?
Yeah.
But okay, we want to get to the championship.
I think we should get to the championship.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. Everyone, it's not going well. They're playing against friggin' Larry Willingham and the other team,
The
What was
Warriors.
The Warriors.
You want to talk about the Warriors? It's quick.
If you want, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, unfortunately,
They're all
the
dead.
Warriors. Akram Adam was a Canadian Sudanese refugee. He became a Canadian resident. He was in this movie. Then later, as an adult, he was. Sorry, this transition is bad. He was sentenced to 8.5 years in U.S. prisons in 2010 for his role in an ecstasy smuggling ring. What? And he was caught by a sting operation organized by the government.
Why was that a laugh break?
Because I realized I was talking about and then I was just gonna be like, he was in this movie, and then he was sentenced to 8.5 years in prison.
Those are his life milestones.
Yeah, so I couldn't figure out if he what he's done since getting out of prison or how long he served.
You said
or
Sting
whatever.
arrested him? I'm kidding.
Yeah, Sting. Crime fighter Sting. So then there's Marcus Bissett Covanero and Philip Bissett Covanero. Marcus was much later, on an episode of the Chris Isaac Show on Showtime. But now they are both certified financial planners.
Oh. Okay. Give him a call.
Yeah. Fenton Fisher does triathlons, but I couldn't find out anything else about him.
Great job,
Fenton Fisher does triathlon.
Josh Giuseppe is the VP of sales at CSI Leasing, one of the largest independent IT leasing companies in the world.
Oh, shit, he's making it happen.
So a lot of these people were just like youth basketball players that auditioned to be in the movie, and then they never acted again.
Sure.
Mario Loso is an
shut up by a
enterprise technology architect for ExxonMobil in Kuala Lumpur. He's lived in a bunch of different countries. over
Yeah.
time. So Niall Nurse is still an actor and in the Actors Guild of Canada, but he doesn't have any IMDb credits. But he says he's still an actor, so maybe he's doing the stage or something. I don't know.
Dinner theater.
Yeah, maybe. And then Jay Vidler is a West Bank Corp property manager and drummer for various bands. And that is the Warriors.
All right.
Wow.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
All right. I was like, most of my clips were like Larry Willingham's dad.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
It's so quotable.
Can you draw the foul? Come on!
and then we get to the infamous championship game where finally Buddy gets to play basketball, even though everyone knows
Dogs don't play basketball.
Yeah.
dogs don't play basketball.
We get to the let them fight moment.
This is
other coach,
so insane that
the
this wouldn't
Warriors
happen.
coach is like also insane, and the dad
Yeah.
and him are just like yelling the same thing over again, like cover that dog, like over and over.
Get out.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, would people? Okay, if this happened in real life, I'd be like, okay, that was cool, but like that game didn't count, you guys. Like, this game didn't count. We're gonna replay it later.
What do you think
I'm
about the
saying.
point where somebody shoves the dog after it's like bit the ball and all these other things?
Oh, I said-
and it's like,
Oh,
it's a
and there's
foul.
I said number 6 needs to die. Is what I wrote right here in my little notebook.
Well, I do like the idea that the other team would just be. I mean, I feel like both teams would probably be flummoxed by a dog on the court, but like the other team is just like you'd be running around and be like, I don't know what am I supposed to do with this
I
dog.
guess we kick it.
Do
I
we
don't know.
Do we tackle it? I don't know. It's really fast and erratic. I can't even talk to it. I don't know what's going on.
That's true. It doesn't say anything in the rules.
Nope.
He's right. Ain't no rules that the dog can't play basketball.
They don't know. They don't. I don't need to see the word dog in this PDF file about the handbook.
That was the same ref from the first game where Buddy ran out. And like when Buddy
Oh my
ran out,
God.
he ruined everything. But the also other shenanigans were just like
Yes.
happening. Like the two refs just ran into each other for no reason. And,
They show a ball. They show a ball going at that ref's head that looks like it's traveling at like, I don't know, 0.00001 miles per hour. Bumps him in the head, and then he goes like, "Whoa, my brain injury."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
do
was just like,
think that a lot of
Dropping into
no
tables and
VFX,
whatnot.
but a lot of the camera
Christopher
work
Nolan.
in the basketball game once everybody finally like gets out there was very good. I was
It
like,
was
wow,
pretty
how are they like
energetic,
going
yeah.
along with the dog on the court so quickly? Like, pretty cool.
I did like that, and it's like, okay, I don't know.
And also, like,
don't
yes,
think
it's amazing he can shoot, but it's even more amazing he can still do everything with those little shoes on.
With the little booties.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, do
we
the
think
shoes be a hindrance for
When's
him?
he going to show up on this John Stamos show?
That show's canceled.
Okay.
I did think the other team's coach was a
Didn't get
little bit
Airbud.
John Stamos
Yeah, he was.
because he's so angry.
They didn't get everybody in there fast enough.
I do like that they're like, there's no thing in the rules about the dog, but then he's like, you guys really think a dog is gonna beat you guys? And the coaches are like, fine, let him play.
Yeah.
And then the dog beats him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't believe.
They don't believe.
Well, it's actually because finally
They don't bud leave.
Josh Fram makes a shot for the right reasons,
For the right reason.
Yeah.
which is winning.
Heart.
Yeah.
Art, yeah. It wasn't to impress the boys.
Yeah.
He did it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And you might have thought, hey, they won the game. Everyone except the dog is a real basketball player. The movie's done, right? No.
No, we need a full court scene.
Snively isn't dead.
Good.
He's back.
What about the trial?
And one of the funniest things happens. He's like, I'll see you in court. And then it's like, boom, a court scene. And I was like, not expecting
The
that.
most insane
where,
court scene.
where the judge needs to be told by somebody the plot of the entire movie.
And the actor's name is Eric Christmas,
Yes.
which is also funny.
Before we leave the basketball
Oh
game,
shit!
Okay.
Let's
let me
do
just
it.
tell you the additional basketball
Give me more
players.
children
Please,
tragedies.
quickly. I'm so
Child
sorry
tragedies.
how many of these are. But I
I'll
do
try to
want to
be
just
checked.
pat myself on the back. There's only 5 kids that I could not find at all that were credited. I could not figure out who
Eli's had me print out her notes, and it's 3 pages.
It
long.
is 3 pages long. Yeah. So additional
Binders full of
basketball
children.
players.
That's terrible.
So it's interesting that you mentioned when the coach / janitor was playing how it didn't seem like it was him. So there's one person who's credited as additional basketball player that was like way too old and is a black NBA player at this time. And so I'm like, he must have been, but rather than crediting him specifically as like the double or something, they just have him credited with all the kids. So and he may have also like shot the ball for a lot of the shots of just the ball going in. He may have done stuff like that. I really don't know.
We need somebody that can make a basket.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So anyways, and I thought it must be a different one, but he went and linked it to his IMDb, which has other things. It's the Professional basketball player and now commentator Mark Jackson. He played for the Knicks, the Clippers, the Pacers, the Nuggets, the Raptors, the Jazz, and the Rockets. From 1987 to 2004, he then retired, became a commentator for ESPN, ABC, and then in 2011, he became the Warriors head coach, coached the team for 3 seasons, but was fired in 2014 despite leading the Warriors to consecutive playoff appearances. And then in 2014, he also reached a multi-year agreement to return to ESPN. And so he's been in a bunch of shows, and somebody or him bothered to link Air Bud. So I think he must have been the coach in that scene.
I feel like if I followed basketball, I would probably know who he is.
Yeah, maybe.
I know who he is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
great.
job.
And so then the other ones who were actually kids are Colin Bradner, who is a partner at Bradner Homes, and he essentially builds mansions because I looked at the website.
Do you have a Bradner home? Call in.
Bradner home? Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Tom Hearn, whose IMDb mini biography I just need to read to you. So it's by Anonymous.
Hold on, let me buckle up.
Cool.
By Anonymous. After his breakthrough performance in Air Bud, Tomcat Hearn hung his acting hat and decided technology needed him. He attended the University of Michigan State, where he received a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science. His nickname Tomcat derived from his love and passion for the Linux operating system.
No.
He currently resides and works in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he often questions his changing career.
Why would you put that?
He sounds
Because he wanted to go back to acting
He's
and
like,
never did.
I fucked up.
I fucked up.
Even though my whole
I'm
life
in Raleigh, so I'm probably working at Epic Games. It's fine.
built around
He
tech.
works at Insight. He's the VP architecture at Insight.
sounds very
Insight.
successful.
Anyway,
wow.
but he still wishes he could have been in that.
should've signed up for
after
Air Bud
after
too.
that breakthrough performance,
breakthrough
I mean, it's
performance.
kind of hard to do that.
I literally don't even know who that was.
Yeah.
So John Giuseppe is an associate vice president with the Metro Vancouver Industrial Group at JLL, and his brother was also one of the other players. David Katz, I think, is freelance IT. Levon Kendall became a Canadian pro basketball player and made it onto the national team and currently plays in Spain. He played at Pittsburgh for college, and he recently did he's returning to the industry because he did a recent cameo in a Hallmark movie, which was a Melora Hardin vehicle called Love Classified. He played the role of height difference couple man.
Wait, tell me more about this.
Did you gotta watch what he?
I didn't watch it, but I mean, I assume
difference
from the
couple
poster.
man.
From the poster, it looks like she's a matchmaker or something. So there's probably like some height difference couple as a visual gag, and he's the man
Yeah,
in it because
visual
he's a
gag.
tall
Height
basketball
difference.
player.
Couple man.
It's a couple man.
He's got a different height than you, and he's a couple man. I don't know what the fuck.
man. Give me a Tolly.
So I hope he has a long career in film ahead of him. Now that he's
Tall career in
he's
film.
still playing basketball. Honestly.
Wow.
Tyler Mui is a director leading TELUS's copper retirement program. I don't know what that is. Mark Rinfrit is a
Is he
senior.
retiring copper?
Time to retire that copper.
I think maybe it's
too
like
old.
copper,
The copper's
silver, and gold level.
It's the bad plan.
Yeah.
Look, we'll let you retire, but you're gonna have $5 to your name. Copper plan.
You only get put in cups.
Mark Rinfrit is a senior portfolio manager and investment advisor. Dustin Smiley is a manager of mine engineering. Stefan Verster is a business phone systems salesman, but recently also returned to the industry, helping out as a boom operator on a short film. Ian Watson
He's into
does,
phones. It makes sense.
industrial rope work, I think.
Okay.
William Wong, I
Is
think.
it sexy rope work?
No, it's like for construction sites and stuff like that. William Wong
We
works
don't know what he
at a
does on his
children's
off time.
yeah. You can't say that categorically.
Probably. Yeah, why not? Children's Hospital Director of Giving, William Wong. And then the last one to end on a high note is Colby Chartrand, who is an extremely active stunt actor with hundreds of credits, including War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And that's it.
Great
for
job.
This, so
Great job.
Throw away these papers.
Wow, sounds like everyone's doing pretty okay.
Well, except for the
The ecstasy
fentanyl.
smuggler.
The
That
fentanyl.
and the face of fentanyl.
That was rough.
they're on their journey.
But no one
Yeah,
was,
they're fine.
no
They're
one,
alive.
No one was dead, right?
Yeah.
Not the ones who I found.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah. Speaking of
The rest of them are buried in unmarked
The other
graves.
5, I don't know what happened to them. But
speaking of ecstasy,
Unmarked
Oh,
child.
I am buckling up for this transition.
okay.
I'm
No,
excited.
no, it's just a quick thing I wanted to just
Sure.
point out from the first game that Josh does,
Uh-huh.
and what's his name? The abused
Airbud.
oh, Tom.
Tom.
Sorry.
Tom is like nervous, and then that's when he reaches into
Oh,
his
right,
sock.
right.
And I totally thought he was going for like a Xanax or something to like give to him. But
Performance enhancing drugs.
yeah, but it's an orange peel
Yeah.
that belonged to
A baseball man.
Yeah, some dude dropped
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
I picked it up.
And then that's like an ongoing thing.
And then he has what, like an apple core and
From someone
And some
trash.
chewed gum.
and then
like,
Dennis Rodman's juice box.
Yeah.
I did love
Juicy
that
fruit.
Yeah.
that same kid too. Like every time we see him go to the bench, he's like housing down some oranges.
Yeah.
He's like upset. He's like,
Yeah.
gotta get that vitamin C. Anyways,
Interesting.
you know, yeah, I don't know if this movie was too short or what, but this court scene, I was like, why?
Why is this
And
happening?
it ends the movie. The movie ends
does.
But
abruptly.
you know that they just have to have the court scene so that they can do the like, come here,
guess.
like the Annie
Well,
scene.
but,
you know, like-
no, but why couldn't that just happen at the fucking
game?
Yeah.
It's
Why
like
not end it
there's
with the game?
this whole judge.
Why do they
this
have to
whole
make a
thing
mockery
happens?
of
Yeah,
this?
like he shows up
As
as
a
a full
bailiff,
full clown.
Yeah,
and
he's
then,
like, there, you better not turn this court into a circus. And then the clown comes in like,
and then the coach comes in. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm just a simple country basketball
And
man.
he's like, oh,
but
actually, I like circus. The
Yeah.
judge. Basically.
it's unhinged and fucking crazy.
Yeah.
and then they all go, they all set up everything outside for this, like, who you gonna choose thing. I just, like, honestly, I seriously had hoped that dude had just died in the
Yeah,
lake.
just kill him.
And it was like, yeah, he's dead. You defeated him, whatever, and the dog is
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
And then they have this whole tacked on court
Case
scene
closed.
that is like, I don't know. Of course he's gonna shoot. It was like,
Yeah, I want a one silent cutaway that he drank himself to death, and then
I just don't
Also,
know.
who are the people in the crowd that stood behind the clown guy and were trying to help him? I'm like, why would you do that? Why would anybody
really?
stand help him?
I feel
supporters of the theater.
I thought that, okay, I thought that
His
too.
fellow actor,
But I
yeah.
did notice, I don't know, maybe there were some people like cheering,
Okay.
but I do remember some of them being like, no.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Maybe, maybe.
Boo
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
clown man.
being like, no, don't come here.
Oh, right,
which,
right,
you
right,
know,
right.
I'm sure would
Well, everyone
work.
freaked out when he did go over there, but it turns out he was just going to get the newspaper.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the emotional high is more prominent in the championship game,
Yes.
especially since it's a sports movie, ostensibly,
Yeah.
kind of, and not in this like, oh, Airbud chose me. Obviously, he already chose you earlier in the movie.
Well, then they also just go to this vaudeville skit of like trying to explain to this elderly judge of like what the situation.
Yeah, they do
is.
like a who's on first. No, it's the child. No, the child's a dog, and it's
He
a
doesn't
custody
even know.
thing.
He's
It's
like,
a
who
dog-
is that?
dog
Who's that?
custody.
What?
Ooh, he's like ugly looking child out there. It's like so stupid.
It's so fucking unhinged.
And then the movie just cuts to credits, and that's it.
Yeah.
You see some bonus shots of them playing by the Mystery Lake and all that stuff.
Mystery Lake.
Mystery Lake.
Why can't you just install a hoop over their garage instead of having them play this nasty court abandoned church?
That's a good question. I
He
don't know.
just, he
Well, you'll have to play through all of Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 to find out.
he put himself into a project,
Yeah.
It's like all the leaves were there and no one was supervising him.
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah, that's another thing is that he is like full on latchkey kid,
Yeah.
and so is probably everyone in this movie.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Do we think that there's a parallel, and maybe we'll find this in the next 14 movies, that this abandoned church, that we find some, that we're going to get a Christ-like figure from Airbud?
No.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
For you guys.
I mean, I do think that there might
Do
be
you think
more...
Airbud dies for our sins?
No. There might be more carryover than we think, just because I was already shocked that 2 of the kids other than the main kid are coming back. Actually, I'm shocked even the main kid is coming back, to be honest.
I mean, the next movie is the next year, though.
Okay, so here we go. The movie came out. It says it currently has a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it had audiences gave it a cinema score of A, which is like pretty good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to see that dog shoot.
This
fucking
was
hoops.
made by some company, and then Disney was like, "Oh, we're
Yeah.
going to distribute
Right.
it." It was originally going to be.
We can say
distributed by
Miramax.
It was
Yeah.
Miramax. Yeah.
says-
No,
It's-
the production company. Yeah.
No, the guy was like, my dog can fucking shoot hoops.
Yeah.
So David Letterman put my dog on TV, and
Yeah.
my dog's going to be on the movies.
Yeah.
It says that it made at the box office $27.8 million.
So you're saying in $1997, this movie did more money than The Fall Guy?
Well, it says the inflation adjusted domestic box office is 61,141,000.
So it absolutely crushed The Fall Guy.
And that
Opening weekend.
that
was total
warrants
gross. Yeah.
14.
Yeah, 14. But
Yeah.
the next movie is the only other I believe the only other
Disney joint.
theatrically released
Yes.
Right.
film. The rest of them I believe are
Oh, yeah, because that was big.
And it's a football one, I believe.
Yeah, but so the next
Into the
movie,
2000s.
literally the next year, because you got this dog. I'm assuming I don't know if it's the same dog. I'm assuming
No,
it's the same
so
dog.
I mean, this dog, Buddy, does a couple episodes of Full House.
Yeah.
like you
Sure.
mentioned.
He's Comet.
Yes, and then does this movie, and then promptly passes away.
He dies a year later.
Yeah.
A year after this film.
So
the other dog movies are a lie.
So we will get other dogs that I don't know about
Just
yet.
at a
but
farm upstate. I don't
His
know what you're talking about.
his owner will spend the rest of his life to present day trying to capitalize on the fact
Yeah.
that he trained Buddy by trying to sell
Makes sense.
books or write like a revolutionary program to train your dog in the way that he trained Airbud, and
Wow.
Disney and whoever else will not take his calls ever again, and he's very bitter about it, and of course speaks
Coming to a harrowing documentary near you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My money's on Amazon
I'd watch
Prime.
it.
Yeah,
I
me
would
too.
watch it. Absolutely. 100%.
Dogla.
All right. Well, how many abandoned
Wait.
gross? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Can I just
No.
say one more
Yes,
thing?
Absolutely.
go for it, Alyssa.
It's just bizarre. Like I have known this franchise existed for so long, but it wasn't until I watched this one and then was like, I'm doing this now,
This is happening.
that I realized every movie is just like another ball movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just like he's
Why
just-
not advance? Why not Airbud goes to college or to the NBA or whatever? They don't. They change sports.
Air Bud solves world peace.
Yeah.
Get this dog to the Ukraine.
Hey, we don't know what side stories are going to be in these other movies.
That's true.
Okay?
But like, they didn't just rest on the basketball idea. They're like every ball. This kid's got talent. Baseball, volleyball, soccer,
Yeah.
and then the puns that come in to all those titles are just like really.
The next movie is called Air
Really
Bud
great.
Golden Receiver.
Yeah. Yep.
What else? What other sports are there?
Yeah. And it's all of them. And then so today I was like spitballing. I'm like, but what have they missed that they could probably go back on now?
I think this dog.
Challengers.
I think this dog could cook. Yeah.
Okay. Water polo,
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Water
Pickleball.
polo, yeah.
rhythmic gymnastics.
Oh.
We're gonna do a Challengers Airbud cut.
Challengers Air Bud.
I'm promising it now. All right. How many
Pudding cups?
air temperature pudding cups, vanilla pudding cups, would you place outside an abandoned church for this movie?
That scene was honestly very gross for me. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't handle this, the
Hopefully they were just vanilla,
The
not
lapping-
tapioca.
the
I
lapping
couldn't
up.
really see any bits in it.
Vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seem
Okay.
vanilla.
Okay, think about it. Okay. So this is hard for me because I'm like a little bit scared at the moment because
I'm
this is
fucking
this
terrified.
is the first movie, and normally we just did The Land Before Time with a million movies, And that one is like the first movie, fucking
Is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, by the time we got to 14,
And-
we were like, give me
And there
the
were
fucking first movie
there were
again,
never
please.
anything else that was anything close to that.
I'm
very worried that this is the same thing, but the first movie here is like already not very good.
But we have had many variations. Sometimes they'll, spur back to life,
That's
and other
true.
times they'll have one that is wildly,
Yes.
Yeah, I have
Santa
high hopes for
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus 2 is going to be good. Hey, you don't know.
That is the single saddest statement I've ever heard you say.
I have high hopes. Yeah, I kind of want to give this like. I kind of want to give it like 4.
Oh my God, really?
This is all of us saying, like, yeah, fentanyl's my drug.
I guess you hate
I just-
animals and children.
No, I just was like, this movie is boring. Not very much happens in it. It's slow, and then I don't know. It's just like not. It's got too many tropes and too many things, and then I was just like, it's cheesy, and I didn't like the ending. Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, this is, luckily I only have to lap up 4 tapioca pudding.
Lukewarm pudding cups. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't think I understand the scoring system.
It's out of 10.
Out of 10.
Okay.
And it's tapioca pudding air bud.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
we were
room
doing
temperature.
5.
No,
Okay,
out of 10. Out of 10.
Sorry, yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's out of
Scale
10.
is intentionally bullshit. Always.
Yeah. So
I thought you were doing
I'm
like
gonna
a
give it a really
certified
low.
rotten.
I'm gonna give it a really low one in hopes that maybe there's something else later that I'll be like, wow, that was actually more fun than the first movie.
Okay, I understand your point of view. I'm still gonna give it 7 tapioca cups.
Wow.
Because
I can't.
the
with this.
cultural footprint. Okay, like
Paw print?
Yeah, but that's all just based on like the poster. I feel
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the movie.
The
itself.
dog did a lot of cool tricks.
I have nothing against the dog.
And I
yeah.
think the basketball
do
parts
cool
were
tricks.
good.
But we
And I
also
just
watched these
know it's gonna go so bad after this. Like if you start
I
at
know.
5, you have nowhere to go.
Well, not necessarily. We watched these fucking brilliant Benji movies.
That's true.
That was also with a
Oh
dog.
my God, those
and
are
like,
so good. I did
this-
think about that for 1 second and was like, oh, Benji.
this makes it look like okay, the dog stood still for a bit, I guess, and
This series is going to break me.
still cute. It's still cute. Like
no, the
golden
dog is great.
retriever, Yeah.
The dog is great. Nothing against the dog.
And
at
I
all,
think that
but,
the kid was a decent actor, actually. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he went on to be on like
I
Criminal
honestly-
Minds
He's
and some
pretty good.
bullshit.
Yeah.
that final
Yeah.
sequence where he's thinking about making the shot, I was so like the language of that scene makes it look like he's gonna pass it to Airbud.
Yeah.
But instead,
That's not the kid's fault.
he shoots, and I was like,
Yes,
what?
it is.
I was
Editor.
like, I know, but I'm saying that's why the movie's not good. Because I was like, what?
Okay, fine.
Why did
I'll
he
go
make
down to
that?
6. The sign of the
You
beast.
do what you do what you
Sign of
want.
the beast.
Yeah.
You do what you want.
Boy.
I'll do 6.
Okay.
I'm going to give this. Oh, God damn it. I'm going to give this 3 pudding cups.
Love it.
I think that this is not good. You have one thing that this is supposed to be, and you just want to see this dog sink fucking buckets. Like that you could do that all
He's
goddamn
making a
day.
slam dunk in the poster.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, they
you
shouldn't
just
have done that with
you
the
just
poster.
want to see this dog drain points.
It doesn't deliver. on
And
its
like
promise.
where there's a fucking clown and like a napkin subplot and there's it's so insane. We have a magical janitor that's like coaching. I don't know what's happening. It's gonna get so much worse. And
Except for Santa Paws.
oh boy.
Yeah, I just think this is like the epitome for me of movies that like you saw it as a kid and you were like, this is fucking magical and I love it. And you watch it as an adult and you're like, what is this? There's like nothing.
I don't think anybody actually enjoyed it.
They probably did when they were kids, but like I don't think there's
Maybe.
I don't think there's anything worth going back to watch this.
But don't
as an
you
adult.
think more people probably think they enjoyed it when they were
Well,
a kid,
that's how all those movies are. Yeah, that's how all those. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That
but not actually?
yeah, but
I
they
mean,
probably
I just
did.
don't, I guess we'll figure out how it became so popular that they kept making them because like
Home
now that you
video.
mention like
It sounds like a
Benji,
stubborn
and I think of,
fucking
like,
man.
Yeah,
one movie
it
that
does,
I
really.
well, no, he's not ever involved ever again.
Oh.
That they don't take his calls. They don't acknowledge him anymore. They just put his
I don't
name.
know. It's just the cash grab.
Yeah,
for,
Homeward Bound. Like that. Those movies are amazing.
I just
So
bet.
good.
I bet that
So
the-
good.
I there's nothing like specific about like sales of home video or anything, but I bet this is one of those movies that was just like
Blockbuster.
Gangbusters.
Let's
Rent
Sure.
it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
boom,
just put it
boom,
on for
boom.
the kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Little
sure-
Caesars, Air Bud.
Yep.
I watched this. I wanted to buy the DVDs, but I was like, I can't because they're all kind of expensive because they're.
Wait, you were gonna buy the DVD?
Oh, he buys the DVDs
because
always.
they have something on there called like a
shit.
documentary where it's like a
Yeah.
dog that.
It's called
Isn't
a documentary.
there's not a
person
box
pretending-
that has all 5 movies?
There's a box that has all 5 movies, but it was still like $60, and I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
I don't
God.
want to pay $10 per. Also, there was a
wanna know
Blu-ray
who
that was put
owns
out of
that.
this film, but it's out of print, so you can buy it online from people for like $100 some.
Oh my God. Well, actually, one reason we have waited so long to do this, one of many, is that the 5th movie, the volleyball one, was not available like anywhere until last year. Disney ponied up the money, I guess, and decided to put all of them on Disney Plus, like literally just last year. Because I specifically remember looking before into this for research and being like, this volleyball one is nowhere. You cannot find it anywhere.
Are they all on Disney Plus? Because my Disney Plus tried to transition me to Bluey immediately after
It
this.
did, yes, but they all are on
It did that to me too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, here, watch.
And I was like, that's an insult to
watch
Bluey.
a better dog thing.
Yeah.
I think that's because that's like one of the hottest things on Disney Plus right now. They're just trying to give it to you. But-
What? So Alyssa,
Yeah.
what's your score?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I got so excited about you guys. You guys were there when I was like,
Right.
"You're doing Air Bud?"
Yeah.
you were like,
And it's because when I first, when you first told me that you were even starting this podcast at all,
okay.
that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Oh.
As like, oh my God, are they going to go there? And because it just seemed like the epitome of like commitment.
you're like,
And, like-
they made how many of those? Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
7 years later.
Yeah. And so, but it was just crazy because, my mind always goes to like the worst possible outcome and the best possible outcome. And so I was thinking of like, oh my God, what's the most torturous thing they could probably do with this concept? And then Air Bud.
And here we are.
And here we are.
And here we
And
are.
here we are. And we're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having said that, I give it 4.5 pudding cups.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right, we got a half. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Well, as we said, this one did pretty well at the box office. People liked it, and there's a second one coming after this, including more, obviously, but another theatrical release one where he plays football. What do you guys think he does? It's called Golden Receiver. You think that just means he just catches balls? Or do you think he kicks field goals? That was my thought. Maybe he kicks field goals. I don't think he's throwing the ball to anybody.
I think he's going to catch the ball.
Okay, and also, footballs don't bounce very well.
No.
Does he tackle people, maybe?
Yeah.
He's probably going to tackle somebody. I really hope that he gets like a super big deal with the NFL, and then like he rolls up in like a limo, and maybe there's some domestic abuse allegations.
Okay, wait. What if he grabs the football and just jumps through the uprights?
Hey, yeah.
You think they would?
Nothing
would
in
they-
the
would
rules
they
that says a
count it?
dog can't jump through the
Yeah.
uprights with
I think
the
he's
football.
going to catch it and just run into the
Gold
end
dogs
zone.
can't jump.
How many things are there in the world where there are not rules that a dog can't do?
Look,
Fly this
presidential
plane.
election 2024 ain't nothing in the rules says a dog can't run for president.
Air Bud, presidential doggo.
God.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. It seems really risky, though, just
For the dog?
for the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing the foul situation in the basketball game.
Right.
Like,
Dog
I don't know,
concussions.
man.
I will say earlier in the episode when I went, oh my God.
Although if it's flag football, he'd be really good at
It's
it.
going to be a full drama about CTE.
yeah, exactly.
That would be
Tell the
amazing.
truth.
Yeah,
Tell the
true.
truth.
Yeah, Will
should
Smith's
be.
there. Yeah.
Maybe that would be amazing if it was like so serious. Like
Yeah.
that. The reason that earlier in the episode when I was like, Jesus, I was looking at the Golden Receiver page and the poster, and the tagline for the poster is "Just dog it."
Fuck my life.
Oh,
Fuck my
And
life.
I was like,
No.
Nike should sue their ass.
No.
"Just dog it." Doesn't even make sense. Okay,
All right.
anyways,
That's, yeah. Okay.
Michael Woof Jordan.
everyone thinks of one thinks of football with Nike, so Anyways, yeah. So Alyssa, Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Question for you.
Inviting me.
Now that you've seen the first one, you have the taste for the butt.
No.
Are you gonna come back and are you gonna watch?
It's legal, yeah.
Are you gonna out of sadistic
Hashtag taste for the
like,
bud.
are you gonna
You know
watch
what?
the other ones and
Not
listen
in their
along?
entirety. That's for fucking sure.
Okay.
You don't have any like sick curiosity of like how
No,
the
I
fuck
do.
does he play football?
I absolutely.
That's
I was just
that's
gonna
what's
say-
driving me here.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
That's
pull
what's
that up and be
driving
like
Or
I
at
just,
least listen to our episodes.
yeah.
there you
I just need to see like maybe 5 minutes of it just so I can figure it out, and then also hear your guys' episodes and your take on the just pure masochism you do.
Do we think that this dog's gonna take steroids?
This dog's juicy.
Well,
dog's juiced
the real question, I think I laid this question out to Eliz earlier too. I was like, will the dog talk?
Yeah, we'll get there. How many times?
Beethoven
how many
talked
times
eventually.
do we have to have this question?
Beethoven licked a magical candy cane from the North Pole.
But he talked.
He did.
He did.
He talked in a movie.
It happens every time.
I do not think.
the natural
I
progression.
mean, and maybe I already have
This
listened to
dog-
it.
a dog
I do
is
not
gonna
think
fucking
Air Bud
talk.
will talk. I do not think Air Bud will talk.
many-
I think for sure the buddies
yeah,
talk.
the buddies talk.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so we're
Like,
at
I think
one.
I know that for a fact.
If you have a number at when a dog talks, where do you think that this happens? for
I
us?
need to know the years.
I would say literally the first Air Buddies movie, Dog Be Talking.
I think so. Number 6, I think it is when they start talking.
I think we get there before that.
Yeah, after
See,
after the first 5 original films, there's going to be a dog talking.
I want to know the years they were released because that will inform my decision.
The last movie came out in 2014, which tells you
Sure.
how aggressive this pace was done.
So before that, I want to say like 2007, 6-ish.
Air Buddies is 2006.
Oh,
right, okay, yeah.
A dog be talking.
That's it.
Like that's when the mouth started
That's
to look
the one.
normal. Yeah. Oh boy, you're probably right. Boy. All right. Well, you know what? We'll be back next week with Air Bud Golden Receiver. But in the meantime, Eliz, where can people reach out?
email us at sequelrights@gmail.com or talk to us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And we'll be starting a completely fake GoFundMe for our therapists as we embark upon this. Rate and review wherever you're listening. 5 stars goes a very long way for us to endure this journey that we're going upon. And share out, as Justin said, there's some lovely movies about Benji, some other animals, some other dogs. It's the year of the animal. Go back and revisit some of our apes content if you haven't done that. A lot of fun, great interviews there.
Apes, mice, rats.
Apes, mice, rats.
Yeah, we got them
A
all.
bird.
A bird. Yeah, you're right. All right. Before we go, as we always do, we have to now end our shows with an AI generated recording. You know, just so you know, we were joking about how like we don't want to have copyright stuff on, but now these fucking websites are all being sued by the labels because they use copyrighted songs, obviously, to train their systems. Because what else would they do? And they didn't pay for it. If they paid for it, it would have been fine. But anyways, we're going to have a song after here. And let me just lay out really quick what I was thinking with this, because there was kind of like a back and forth between 2 different songs. One of the song that we didn't pick, we might put out as a B-side or something on YouTube. You know.
Sure.
But anyways, you may remember earlier in the episode, we talk about how his dad died as a test pilot. And for whatever reason, I was like thinking about the whole time, I'm always thinking about how are you going to do these AI songs? My mind went to Crash Test Dummies. And then as a joke, my mind went to Crash Test Daddies because he died, you know, in a test pilot crash.
We're not saying he was dumb, by the way.
And so, like, I was thinking, like, oh, what if we did a parody of that, you know, their one-hit wonder song? Mm-hmm. And so I did had ChatGPT make a parody version of that song with lyrics about Air Bud. And the original version was like kind of slightly close from Suno AI to that song, but is its own kind of weird thing. That's the B-side one. We went with this other one that has those same lyrics, so you might recognize the pattern a little bit, but is much more fun, upbeat, kind of punk rock, like, you know, maybe more like a 2000s jam or something, but it's fun. So anyways, that's what you're going to hear at the end. It's called Air Bud. Just like that, okay? Love it. Hope you guys come back
So
next
good.
week for Airbud Golden Receiver. We'll see you then. Bone up on that football terminology and rules.
Bone up.
Bone up. And you better bone up and dog down. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Once there was this kid who had a dog that played basketball. It wasn't just a rumor. And when they finally found him, they said that boy and his dog were such a pair. He couldn't quite believe it. He said that they were all just seeing things. Airbud. Once there was this dog who could shoot some hoops and dribble down the court like magic. And when he played his first game, they said that dog should not be playing here. He couldn't quite believe it. They said that they were all just dreaming things. Airbud. The coach said, why not let him play? There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't join in. He knew just what to do. They had a chance to win it all. The championship, he knew it. Airbud. Airbud. And then there was the moment when Airbud made the final shot and they all were cheering. And when they raised the trophy, they said that dog was just the greatest thing.